High school sports, where the student athletes of today are forged into men and women of tomorrow. Join our Chippewa Valley Big Reds and Dakota Cougars on their journey towards building their skills and identities, learning to endure through struggles and setbacks, discovering the camaraderie of working together as a team, and feeling the unparalleled rush of achieving greatness on the field. Welcome to CVC TV Sports.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome inside the Valley, Chippewa Valley, home of the Big Reds, as they get set to take on the Lance Creuse North Crusaders boys varsity basketball. I'm Brad Fetters for Chippewa Valley Cable Television, alongside my broadcast partner Jeff Vitale, getting you set for tonight's action. A really important MAC Red basketball game here tonight as we take a look at the standings, Jeff. There you get a look on your television screen. A tie for fourth place between the Crusaders and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. If either one of these teams have any hopes of claiming a MAC Red title and catching Grosse Pointe South, they have to win here tonight.
Yeah, not to mention, too, tonight Grosse Pointe South is over at Dakota. Well, if the Cougars can knock off the Blue Devils and the Big Reds can get a win, you're going to have a massive log jam right there at the top. That's where you want to be. You want to be at that top part, especially early in the season, because as the games get tougher the second time around and teams start to game plan for you a little differently. So, yeah, this is a big contest, especially if you want to climb out of the basement if you're Chippewa Valley.
Lance Creuse North took Grosse Pointe South to 2 overtimes before suffering a 75-73 loss. This is a Lance Creuse North team that's averaging nearly 63 points per game and are led by their senior captain, Drew Kozel.
Yeah, I'm watching them shoot warm-ups, and they're draining everything, so hopefully they didn't waste it all, or hopefully they did waste it all, but they look very good, warm-ups, shooting the ball and knocking everything down. So the Big Reds defense is going to have to be on point tonight, contesting a lot of those shots and not giving the Crusaders any easy looks.
As for Chippewa Valley, they have won 3 games in a row, including the most recent MAC Red game when we saw them in action, a 56-46 victory over Sterling Heights. Stevenson, they beat up on Ike and absolutely destroyed Kimball Landmark Academy. So 3 straight wins for Chippewa Valley. They sit at 6-4 and really led by a different player seemingly every single night, but obviously you have to look for the big man in the middle, number 13, Jordan Wright.
Yeah, I think he's the key tonight, but yeah, I mean, you got to get some depth, you know, maybe some hot shooting, especially early on, getting off to a good start, especially in a big game like this is always good. So
this is a brand new coaching staff at Lance Creuse North. Kurt Wilson, the man in charge, and Jeff, he's got the old school suit.
He's looking quite dapper over there, isn't he? He looks fantastic.
Boy, oh boy, you know what? I'm old school like that. I miss seeing head coaches wearing the shirt and tie and the suit combination. We've kind of gone to the quarter zip. It's a good look that Coach Smith has as well. He's got the bright red tie on. I like that look. But man, oh man, the old school suit.
Well, you got to do what works for you, and he pulls off the suit nicely, so stay with it.
Dennis Barth, Andrew Koznicki, Donovan Harris, Jordan Wright, Rayshawn Hester, the starting 5 on the floor for Chippewa Valley. Lance Creuse North.
This is the 2-3 Syracuse matchup zone here, so.
Lance Creuse North will counter with Aaron Cook, Josh Graham, Jack Caverly, Luke Klein, and the aforementioned Drew Kozel.
Little push off the back there on the rebound. You're going to get some long rebounds weak side against this zone, but Big Red's going to that pressure early.
Aaron Cook, the junior, wearing the protective mask on his face, a la Rip Hamilton, or perhaps Batman, as that is a kind of almost a Zorro style.
Yeah, that is quite the look there with the mask.
There's Kozel, draws the double team, able to pass out of it. Triple try is good. Josh Graham.
Josh Graham was one of the kids I watched in pregame, knocking down everything. So he got off to a pretty good start there. And again, you got to really rotate fast if you're the Big Reds. You give these guys some open looks. you're averaging 63 points. That's the average. That means they're knocking down some big-time points this season. So defense got to be on point, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast.
And looking for the answer, no good. Dennis Barth. And a foul on the floor. We talked about
2 quick ones.
Kurt Wilson being the new head coach at L'Anse Creuse North. I'll tell you what, there aren't many coaching changes in MAC Red play in terms of basketball or football. So what is it like having to get used to a different coaching staff, being an opponent? Let's talk about Chippewa Valley, getting accustomed to seeing someone on that other side in some different systems.
Well, I mean, in terms of preparing, yeah, I mean, you got to get obviously some current film, because any old film you got really is not going to help you. You know, in terms of if you're the building bringing in a new coach, you want to bring in a coach that kind of still understands the flavor of the building, because you don't want to, obviously, I mean, you're looking to change some things, but you're not looking for a drastic change either, especially when you got seniors who have been with a coach for years.
Jay Seletsky was there forever.
Now at Anchor Bay.
And then turned the program over to one of his assistants, one of his JV coaches for one season, and now Kurt Wilson takes over. So a complete overhaul at L'Anse Creuse North, and the numbers are good. 7-3 overall, 1-2 in MAC Red play. Obviously the MAC Red record not where they want it to be, but as we mentioned, took Grosse Pointe South to double overtime. And that is a very good Blue Devil team.
Well, as we've seen too, nothing's easy in the MAC Red. Football, basketball, I mean, it's just tough competition every night. And, you know, we made reference to it on a few other broadcasts. You know, the one year Chippewa Valley, Dakota tied at 6-4, which is a rarity, but I mean, anyone can knock off anyone any given night.
Chippewa Valley looking for their very first points of this basketball game. 2:15 off the clock.
Yeah, the zone really extends out. Long passes are usually gobbled up, so if you're not careful with the basketball, you can really turn it over.
Harris from distance, no good. Luke Klein comes down with the rebound.
Got to find a way to get it inside too a little bit. Big Red settling for that outside jump shot and just not falling, and kind of right into the hands of what L'Anse Creuse North wants to do right now.
And there is Kozel, no good. Out transition, a little 3-on-2, right with the step through. Good, solid left-handed drive.
Yeah, I think transition buckets are going to be big for the Big Reds, especially if you're struggling at the half court. Get out and run. Defense
leading to offense there. And a good jump shot by Luke Klein.
Lucas Klein. They just do a nice job of getting the space there. That's a nice little baseline jumper. That's a tough little, those little 7-8 footers, some of the toughest shots in basketball.
Barth forced to pick up his dribble, goes over to right, takes a couple steps inside the three-point line, has the ball taken away from him by Aaron Koch. Long range two, no good. Koch goes right back up with it. Can't finish at the net, gonna get a third try. Jordan Wright denies him of that. Wright pulls up, crosses over, goes back to Barth. Swings it over to Harris. Harris holds the basketball high above his head, right on this near side. Chippewa Valley is swinging around the perimeter. Wright begins to explore, took too many steps and traveled. A couple substitutions for Chippewa Valley, including Josh Johnson and number 33, Brandon Bellante.
Yeah, Bellante, one of those hot shooting sophomores. Two of them, both sophomores. Can maybe get some open looks there on the perimeter. Maybe Coach Smith looking for a little spark right now.
Klein.
Nice pass.
Good cut along the baseline, Jack Caverly.
You know, usually high-scoring teams, yeah, you can shoot, but usually they're also good passing teams because you find ways to get those points. You know, that usually helps out in the 63-point-a-game average. Turnover there by the Big Reds.
Caverly was the one that came away with the steal. And a foul on the shot committed by Cass Sanders. You know, send Josh Graham to the free throw line.
A slow start offense for the Big Reds, Brad. Not what they wanted.
Chippewa Valley offense right now, Jeff, that's averaging 54 points per game. High arcing free throw, no good.
This is one of the smaller student sections we've seen at home. A week before midterm exams.
Go look at this Cass Sanders foul on Luke Klein. Klein misses them both. Fast hands leads to a turnover. Brandon Thomas just freshly into the game for L'Anse Creuse North.
Oh, two good double teams forced 2 turnovers there. The Big Reds get the ball back.
Corey Smith electing to go to his bench. Josh Anderson into the game. So right now, Jordan Wright, the only starter on the floor for head coach Corey Smith.
Nice pass.
Terrific
That's what you got to
feed.
do. You got to attack the middle of that zone. As soon as you bring that person up, you got to have someone at the basket you can dish it to. Nice offense there by the Big Reds.
Chest pass, far side. Good defense being bodied up. Josh Anderson. Josh Johnson over the shoulder catch. Contorting the body. Lay-in attempt, no good. North out in transition once again. Pulling up, feeding, block shot. Cozell swatted out of there.
Yeah, he kind of nonchalantly went to the basket, and Jordan Wright said, not on my watch, my friend.
A little return to sender. Possession will stay with L'Anse Creuse North, however.
That is Mr. Wright's neighborhood.
So L'Anse Creuse North team that was 12-12 a season ago. Now we got a moving screen.
Yeah, it was a moving screen, but Josh Anderson just ran right through him, too. You get the offensive foul, and you made him pay price a little bit for it.
Josh Johnson, the 5'6" sophomore. Whoa, boy. Bullet pass to Jordan Wright. And it is the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders 7, Jordan Wright 6.
Yeah, put it up where the big man can get it. It's exactly what they did. That's a nice job.
Corner pocket 3, no good. Tapped around and controlled by the Big Reds. So Chippewa Valley survived that slow start. Within 1 point now here of L'Anse Creuse North. Bezuk over to Johnson. Good to see Bezuk back in. Oh, that triple try, way too strong.
Yeah, that side of the baseline has not been good for the Big Reds. 0 for 3 from that spot, not even close.
And Cozell gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
You let a 1,000-point scorer get to that spot, he's putting the ball in the basket.
Yep, picked up his 1,000th point in late December. Drew Cozell has offers from Albion, Hope, and Kalamazoo College. Jordan Wright cut off, forced to fade away, misses short. Comes L'Anse Creuse North now. Ricky Sparks Jr. goes back to Thomas. Thomas holds the ball high above his head. That ball's still in bounds. Josh Johnson up ahead.
Yeah, they thought they were going to go out of bounds, and Johnson picks it up, and the Big Reds get an easy 2. Little mistake there by L'Anse Creuse North, Brad.
Valente with the points.
Everyone just stopped there for a minute. The ball just died. That was a little odd. Oh, and a foul. It's only a second foul. Not going to matter, but the Big Reds get a chance to maybe take a lead at the end of the first quarter after that slow start.
Braylon Mackey's second personal foul, however, so Mackey, the senior, will sit.
And Kosnicki's got two fouls too also, so 2 guys on both teams in quick foul trouble.
Owen Pemberton getting ready to check in and then took a seat back on the bench. As a buzzer will sound, this will not count if it falls. It does not. So after 1 quarter of play, the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders have come in and have captured an early 9-8 lead. Entertaining brand of basketball here on a Wednesday night.
Well, yeah. Well, and after being in a 7-2 hole early, I think if you're Coach Smith right now, you're pretty pleased to be down just one after the first quarter. I think right now, if you're the Big Reds, really like the defense. They've had a couple mistakes, but for the most part have made L'Anse Creuse North take some tough shots. If they can get those things to continue and get in a transition, I think that can really help the Big Reds. They're definitely the faster team out there, where L'Anse Creuse North looked like they were much more comfortable in the half-court sets than Chippewa Valley was.
Yeah, Chippewa Valley did a really nice job of getting out in transition. As here we get another look. Josh Johnson fires an absolute bullet pass. Valente able to lay it in with ease. That's kind of been the story. Chippewa Valley has taken advantage of some L'Anse Creuse North miscues.
Well, not to mention, too, if you're the Big Reds, I mean, you've held one of the top players in the county. He's gotten 2 points in the first quarter. And Jordan Wright, we can't say enough about his defense. So, Big Reds are going to start with Hester on him now.
Obviously, Chippewa Valley would like some secondary scoring, relying pretty much solely on Jordan Wright in that first quarter.
Check that, it's not Hester on his folks.
Look at that clear out by Kozel there. Boxing out everybody. Picking up that loose ball. 4 points now for the senior. Rayshawn Hester, cross-court pass to Harris, gets it right back to Hester. Hester, a couple ball fakes, now a bounce pass, look out. Fancy footwork by Ricky Sparks Jr. Lost his balance.
Heck of a soccer play.
Football. To be honest with you, I thought he was going to do like a circus trick where maybe he was going to kind of ride the ball maybe with 2 feet.
A little unicycle action?
Yeah. Maybe bounce on the ball.
Folks has to come out for something. If he's got blood.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to make a jersey change.
Blood on his jersey, maybe?
Now the officials want to talk something over.
Oh, nice little rest there for Jordan Wright. 42 seconds.
Harris forced to pick up his dribble. Rayshawn Hester hoists, can't hit. Loose ball out of bounds. Control over to LCM.
He let it go. It looked good from where we were sitting. One thing as the game goes on, Corey, I'm sure it's going to come up as the Big Red's going to put that press on, which we've seen it a couple times, and teams have had some trouble with it. So, we'll see kind of how that plays out.
So it was a nice feed there by Aaron Koch. Found Luke Klein. Crowd wanted a travel call as Klein didn't quite catch that ball cleanly. Foul was called on the floor, not in the act of shooting. Thomas tries to turn the corner. Sparks to Klein. Klein nearly stepped out of bounds. Instead, he fired a pass out.
Yes, LCN team moves the ball around nicely. Sometimes just too many passes. But Sparks Jr. just got into the lane, had a nice little, 8-9 footer, and he chose to give it up there and ended up with a turnover. You're not going to score if you don't put it on the rim.
Harris, jab step, crossover. Now to Rayshawn Hester. 6:12 left to go, first half of play. Harris, not sure if he tried to pass or was trying to get off a shot, but either way, turns the ball over. 12-footer on its way, no good.
And really forcing some Big Reds into some tough shots. Zone giving the Big Reds some problems.
Hester, a couple of steps inside the three-point line. It rattles home.
Yeah, things have worked well for Chippewa Valley when they've gotten into the paint. And I'm wondering maybe if Coach Smith down the road makes some adjustments where they try to get Jordan Wright more in the paint, let him kind of patrol in there. And, you want to get some more possessions where you're cutting to that basket, get some easy shots.
Kozel's going to try a three. It's an air ball. Chippewa Valley quickly to the front court. Lanier laid it on the rim, couldn't get it to fall. Now takes a spill on the floor. Every major college football program in the nation holds their collective breath as Lanier gets up onto 2 feet.
Yeah, Caleb Folks back in the game, so whatever was blood on the jersey or whatever, issue taken care of.
Full court pressure good by the Big Reds. LCN able to beat it. Feed down low. Klein back out to the perimeter. Three-pointer on its way. No good. Cozell goes up strong, and I'm going to call that a block shot. I don't think Corey Smith quite agreed with it.
Only on the benefit of instant replay, they can't go to the scorer's table and challenge it.
Josh Anderson getting ready to check in for Chippewa Valley. There was a nice fadeaway jumper.
Yeah, nice little jump hook post move there in the using his body, Klein. Nice move on the smaller defender.
Harris, a little bit of a double team, tries to find an open teammate. Now he's going to direct traffic. He wants Rayshawn Hester to start moving a little bit. Coach Kurt Wilson not happy with the location of that foul.
Yeah, a little high up there. Those are one of those fouls you don't want. But again, when those two guys kind of taking up space, it makes it difficult to move the basketball around because you got to really throw some long passes. You got to really be careful. This zone can really give you fits.
Shoved up, but no good. Cozell bounce pass. Ooh, out. Unable to finish at the rim. Caberly.
Yeah, I don't know how that wasn't over the back.
Cozell nearly comes away with the steal. Now he does.
Oh, he caught
Donovan Harris. Spin move in the paint. Look out. Body's hitting the floor.
Yeah, as he got rid of that ball, Harris was jumping, and he was going to flip over and land pretty hard. And Cozell actually caught him and kind of gave him a little pat. Like, very, very nice sportsman-like play by Andrew Cozell.
(13-10) our score. The road team, the Crusaders, Alliance Creuse North in front. So glad you decided to tune us in tonight here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale. Jordan Wright hasn't touched the basketball at all on this trip down the floor. Has been quiet in the second quarter after putting up 6 in the first.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
On Donovan Harris, his first, team third. And now for the Big Reds, Brandon Valente and Joshua Johnson.
Valente and Josh Johnson back in. Tap out by Josh Anderson, but out of bounds. Little back tap that time. (15-footer) in and out. Tough luck miss there for Klein. Johnson with the basketball in front of the LCN bench, pulls up, finds Hester, straightaway three. It's wide left. That would have been the game tire. That pass to no one in particular. A little miscommunication between Cozell and Klein.
Valente made that fake with the pass, and the whole floor opened up, and he just kind of stood there and froze. He could have probably taken it all the way to the free throw line and maybe pulled up a little jumper there. I don't think it really hit him how wide open he was.
Owen Pemberton into the game.
Coach Smith right now just trying to find a combination, Brad, to get something going. They've only scored 2 points this quarter, but they've only given up 4.
Yeah, this is old school Mac Red basketball. Defense wins championships.
Or just missing a ton of shots. And this score may not get out of the 40s at the rate we're going.
And that might play into the hands of Chippewa Valley because L'Anse Creuse North, as we mentioned, scores nearly 63 points per game. Those 63 points per game, about a point more than Grosse Pointe South, who's averaging 62. New Haven, man, those Rockets, they know how to play some offense up there, don't they? They're averaging 70 points per game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that's always kind of been the story for New Haven. Talk about those Romeo Weems teams up there and
oh yeah,
state champions.
They were in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boschuk in the game. Pemberton's still there with Belante, Wright, Harris. Just trying to find a combination right now. This zone giving the Big Reds some problems.
Ricky Sparks Jr. back into the game now for LCN.
Coach Smith's going to have to make some halftime adjustments to find a way to get the team in this rhythm because they're really struggling with this zone.
Good offensive rebound. Belente driving. Ooh, hard fouls. Donovan Harris was laid out. He will go to the line to shoot Chippewa Valley's first 2 free throws of this game.
Yeah, a nice take to the basket. I mean, you got to get something going here. I mean, it's just been 7 minutes in and we're only at 2 points.
It's been a very stagnant game.
Nice free throw stroke right there.
So this is a little more of an aggressive take, and he's rewarded a couple free throws, tries to split a couple defenders, and really absorbed a ton of contact there by Lucas Klein.
And Barth in for Belante and Lanier in for Pemberton.
Very liberal substitutions tonight for both teams.
Knocks down both free throws. We got a 1-point game again. The scoreboard kind of hasn't quite caught up with that yet. There we go.
Nice little teardrop by Brandon Thomas, his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, you can't let the point guard get that deep. I mean, that's an easy shot at the varsity level.
Bazuk, cross-court pass to Harris. Harris goes in and going to call a charge on Harris.
They said basically the defender was there and set, but Harris maybe trying to force it a little bit there too much. They've been out of sync the whole quarter.
Jordan Wright guarding Drew Kozel. Kozel stuck on 4. Jordan Wright stuck on the 6 he scored in the first quarter. Under 15 seconds now left to go in the first quarter. LCN going to hold for the final shot. He drew Kozel. They're trying to isolate him. Instead, he goes into the corner for Sparks. Fires up another air ball. Jordan Wright heaves it. Oh, the amount of strength it takes to catch that in the air and able to chuck up a two-hander from the half-court stripe.
Right.
Whoa.
And he caught that in midair, turned and threw it while still in the air. He didn't land and reload it. I mean, that did not miss by much.
So a 15-12 score at the halftime break. LCN with the lead. Jeff, your thoughts on a very low-scoring first half of play?
Yeah, I mean, the Big Reds are going to have to find a way to kind of crack this zone right now. Not just by moving the basketball, but find ways to penetrate, maybe tacking through the middle of it. But, one thing can be said, though, too, about the Big Reds defense. L'Anse Creuse North has struggled against their man-to-man. And, right now with Jordan Wright playing Kozel, how are you going to try to get someone else to get some points and kind of get going? So some adjustments to be made at halftime by both teams.
That Rayshawn Hester floater, the only made field goal in the second quarter for Chippewa Valley. Their other 2 points coming via a Donovan Harris 2 free throws. So back to the drawing board for both teams offensively. We'll take a quick break here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television, but we'll be back in 9 minutes.
When you see horrible diet and nutrition, it just equates into failure. If I eat crappy foods all the time, I can just get used to having some energy from eating crappy foods. But do I really know what it feels like to be totally rested? If you stop using alcohol, you stop using nicotine, you stop using caffeine. Initially, the first couple days, you're not gonna notice a lot of difference. After about 2 weeks, you start to feel different. And all of a sudden, you just, oh my God, I have boundless energy. I don't feel like I'm tiring out. I don't feel like I'm exhausted. I don't feel like I'm dragging during the day.
Welcome back to Chippewa Valley High School. Big Reds down 15-12. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale. 5 different LCN Crusaders scoring in that first half. Drew Kuzel and Luke Klein, 4 points each, really limiting what the two bigs can do, but Chippewa Valley just lacking any sort of offense.
Yeah, it's just been a very tight game. You know, obviously a lot of stakes on the line here, and you know, not trying to give up an inch. And the cold shooting continues there for the Big Reds. Both teams, really, when you think about it. I mean, nothing's been easy tonight in terms of scoring, Brad.
5 starters on the floor for LCN. Zach Bezuk getting the start here in the second half and canning a triple, Donovan Harris.
But if you notice now, what Chippewa's doing is starting to do a lot of cutters through the middle, starting to disrupt the interior of that zone, and that got Harris wide open on the wing there for a big 3 to tie this game up.
Now they come away with a turnover. Ringing around the perimeter, Barth there. That's a way to start the half.
Yeah, 2 quick threes, ball movement. One was on a second chance point. Big Reds off and running early.
Bezuk stays it. It's about a dream start as they come for the Big Reds. Coming out of the locker room, this looks like a totally different team. Dennis Barth, the 6'3" senior. Chippewa Valley bench wanted a kickball.
Yeah, Jordan poked that away, and they're going to get the ball to the Crusaders, but definitely a different look to their offense from what we saw in the first half. So Coach Smith making some nice adjustments.
There's a clean steal. Harris finger rolls it home. And another steal. 3-on-1 for the Big Reds. Terrific pass to the trailing Dennis Barth.
Well, 5 quick points for the senior right off the bat here, and the Big Reds have turned up the heat on the Crusaders, and they're going to call a timeout.
They have to. An 8-0 run to start the second half.
Tremendous display of hands over there by Harris on that bounce pass where he picked that off and just took it in coast to coast. It's a fantastic play.
Sticking out the big left paw. Blocked the passing lane. Got out in transition. And Chippewa Valley will shoot a couple of free throws. So let's take another look here. Gets the steal. And the beautiful finger roll.
Just got a little warning. It said NCAA, the president of the NCAA said Michigan's national championship was fair and square. Boy, that makes me feel better. see if Dennis can knock down these free throws. One of the guys I had with me on my site last Friday at elementary basketball, the very start of elementary basketball. 1,100 kids in the league this year.
Wow.
Outstanding. It's really grown. You know, I remember as a freshman or as a sophomore and a junior and a senior refereeing in those leagues. Both free throws missed. It's nice about that when I get the referees over there, get to know the kids a lot better. Just makes coming to these games much more enjoyable.
Cozell has it tapped out of his hands. That's right. First point since the first quarter for the 6'4" senior, and now we got a double dribble call on Drew Cozell.
And you know, on that layup that Roy had, he got a little poke from the back there and still was able to keep it on the way up and put it in off the glass. And boy, we mentioned about the tough start for the Big Reds. And they've already pumped in quite a few points here in this quarter, almost their entire first half total.
Drew Cozell has to be frustrated right now. He has been limited, to say the least. Harris.
That might be a little frustration.
Committing the foul on Barth. Just the first on Cozell. 22-15 our score.
What does that say that kind of the defender, Jordan Wright, is holding a 1,000-point score so far to 2 points in almost 2.5 quarters?
Finally, the LCN defense comes away with a turnover of their own. Caverly up ahead to Ricky Parks Jr. slams the ball down in frustration.
Yeah, and then they give it right back. That hurts them. .10 run, start this third quarter. That could have been a big one there. Put them up 10 in a game like this.
Sparks Jr. splits a couple defenders. That's a terrific take.
It's a great drive. LCN's going to get a little bit of a warning here. Hitting the ball as it went through the rim here is going to get delay a game warning.
.435 left to go in the third quarter. Harris walks it across the Chippewa Valley script at center court. Jordan Wright for three, yes sir!
Well, now they put Cozell up top on the zone, maybe trying to get some steals. And now the Big Reds can just throw over everybody. And Jordan Wright knocks down the three.
Cozell leans into the shot. Drew contact and will shoot two. First on Wright. First team foul in this third quarter on the Big Reds.
We saw the other night at Dakota, the assistant coaches kind of getting to the referees and not saying a word. Assistant coach on the Big Reds bench said one thing, and that referee was all over Coach Smith telling him he didn't want to hear it from him. So it's difference of officials now, you know, in terms of the consistency of that. Made that comment the other night, remember?
It sure did. Referees only want to hear from the main man in charge. Donovan Harris short. Tapped up by Jordan Wright, but controlled by LCN. Caverly, Ricky Sparks Jr. He's giving them a bit of a lift.
Hey, got to the basket again. With Cozell struggling, you got to get someone to step it up.
Barth for three. Oh, what a shooter's touch.
And I asked him, he couldn't really explain to me, how do you get so many revolutions on the ball? That thing just spins like crazy. Harris again with a hand.
Easiest bucket of the night for Donovan Harris, the 6'1 senior.
What a quarter he's having.
7. 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game now for number 5, Donovan Harris.
That's 17 in the quarter for the Big Reds. They only had, what, 12 at the half? 18 in the quarter?
18 in the quarter.
Oh, that hurt.
It's an 18-5 run.
The Big Reds have exploded offensively, and you know, L'Anse Creuse North has picked it up a little bit, but nowhere near what Chippewa Valley has done.
Barth has the 2 triples. Donovan Harris has a triple and 2 lay-ins.
4 guys in for the Big Reds: Johnson, Sanders, Anderson, and Volante with Jordan Wright.
Terrific backdoor cut there by Jordan Wright.
That's how the game of basketball is played.
LCN may need another timeout here to talk things over. Yeah, that's getting into a half-court set and running it to perfection.
Dick Vitale here, you'd be screaming for the TO right now.
Got to squash that momentum, don't you?
Oh.
So we get another turnover. Sanders will turn it over himself and then commits the foul.
Brandon Thomas made that play happen. His teammates capitalized on it, but he made that steal. Big Red's trying to get it out too quick. He was sitting on it, waited, made a beautiful play, and then avoided getting trampled on the floor with all the feet. You'll see it right here. Here's the steal. Look at him tap it to his partner right underneath the basket. Look, he is just getting stomped on and rolled on. And
Wright, skies, tried to split a couple of defenders, instead it's a turnover. Ten-point lead. Look at that triple team. Help comes over from Cass Sanders. The steal, and then a save. Nope, they're going to say Anderson was out of bounds.
yeah, every time Cozell touches the ball, there's at least 2 to 3 white jerseys all over him. I mean,
Luke Klein and Cozell look so similar. I must have given Cozell a bucket in the first half that belonged to Klein.
they do.
So I apologize for that. Big board has Cozell with 3 points, Klein with 8. I've adjusted my scoring.
Cozell going to take us a little breather right now. Sometimes it's good just to kind of get him on the bench and let him watch for a minute, let him cool down, kind of let him reset himself a little bit. Because the way this team can shoot, they're not out of a game.
Klein short. We got a
Push off.
goaltend. Greg Houston.
Calling a
No,
push off on
boy,
Anderson.
I thought Houston's hand went through the cylinder, didn't it?
No, well, Anderson pushed off on him from the back there,
Gotcha.
and the referee caught that. Nice job there by the official. That was the correct call. Wow, a lot of quick whistles right now on the Big Reds, and they're into the bonus now real quick. They were letting those plays go in the first half, and apparently they said at halftime, we're not going to let those plays go anymore, apparently.
Going to be Brandon Thomas to the line to shoot this pair of free throws. 1 and 1 is gone. Now would be the time to survey coaches, right? We've played enough games now to get accustomed to these new rules, get their thoughts on the rule change. That might be a good question to ask Coach Corey Smith after the ball game. What are you guys using at the 8th grade level?
Same thing. And we have those 5 periods because of 3 in the first half, and it resets every period. Like I said, we played 6 games and shot 88 free throws, so I don't see much of a difference.
Ooh, lowering the shoulder.
Coach
Offensive
Smith
foul.
is nodding, but his feet was moving. I don't know how set he was. Whatever he said, the referee just kept moving, didn't even listen to him. So this could make it a 6-point game or possibly even a 5 after LCN got down big in a hurry.
Chippewa Valley had a 12-point lead at one point. LCN doing this with Kozel on the bench.
Moving screen.
Chippewa Valley girls basketball coach Jackie Maurer in attendance tonight.
Might have had a late night practice. Had a tough loss to Cosno the other day. First league game.
Much improved Big Red girls varsity team.
Very much. Oh.
Look at that take. Unbelievable.
That's why he's going to be playing at the next level.
9-point quarter for Wright, 15 in the ball game. It's good if it goes. What a third frame by Chippewa Valley, a 10-point lead, 34-24, a 22-point quarter.
Yeah, trailing 15-12 at the half, and they just came out firing. You know, Dennis Barth, can't say enough about Donovan Harris's quarter. Jordan Wright pumped in 9 that quarter. Harris was 7, Barth was 6, and they just went nuts that quarter. Now, you were talking about how big this game was earlier. Now, LCN down 10. I mean, your game plan's pretty much out the window. You got to play fast now. You got 8 minutes to make up 10 points and try to find a way to shut Chippewa Valley down, as they have seemingly kind of got their groove going, so to speak.
We'll get a look at some of this hot scoring for
Bart's
Chippewa
three.
Valley.
Beautiful 3.
As they outscore Lance Creuse North 22-9.
Yeah, he gets those revolutions on the ball. That's nice. As a former, I wasn't really a jump shooter. I was more like John Long, the set shooter.
Oh, like a set, yeah.
Yeah, I was a set shooter. I was more ground control. I was not anything in the air. I kept things even on the ground. That was kind of my game, Brad.
It's risky once you leave your
It wasn't much
feet.
to my game, but that was part of it.
More of a defensive specialist?
No.
Not even that?
No. That would be giving me way too much credit.
I wish I could go in on like a time machine and go back
I don't.
to when Jeff Vitale was running the floor here at Chippewa Valley.
I'm good with leaving it in the past, and it's on VHS, so all that stuff has been destroyed. Good with that.
I got a VCR.
No digital proof.
I have a VCR. We'll have to comb through the CBC TV archives. You sure it's still on VHS?
What the official is saying. Got blood. Coach Smith's
Gum,
gonna take
maybe?
care of it.
Could that have been gum?
That Coach Smith, the do-it-all head coach.
Custodian? Josh Johnson over to the near side here for Ray Hester. Fourth quarter of play. Draws a double team. Able to pass out of it. Right. Drives pace.
He is so smooth.
17.
The big man's having himself a night. There's a nice drive. Nice put in there by Klein. Klein's having himself a ball game. I think that's his 10th, according to the big board.
Dangerous pass. Johnson thought about the 3.
Gotta shoot that, man. You're wide open.
Now Johnson asks for the basketball. Gets a screen from Hester. They're going to feed the hot hand. A little too strong. Hester able to track down the rebound. Forced to pick up his dribble. That's a very dangerous pass. Valente.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He hit. Hester knocked it off of Thomas. Turnover. What a play there by Rayshon Hester.
Big Reds have dug in deep tonight.
Well, they've been a whole different team since the halftime break.
Trailed by 3 at the break, 15-12. And offensively, they were stuck in the mud. The game plan that Corey Smith has drawn up for the second half has been night and day difference.
And although Jordan's got 17 points, they've gotten a nice balance from a few players tonight. You know, and some key shots from some other players. Volante.
Harris has 9, Barth 6.
Hester's come in and played some great defense. Johnson's done a great job of running the offense.
LCN having a hard time getting it across the timeline. They're backing up. Finally will. Bryce Kaiser now into the game. His first action. He takes it strong to the rack. There's a clean block. Chippewa Valley getting it after it defensively. And finally, it's Greg Houston Jr. with the field goal.
Yeah, I think Lance Creuse North has done tonight. It's been difficult offensively. The Big Reds just have not made it easy on them.
What's the call here?
Harris.
Really?
I didn't see that. But okay. Only the first foul.
His third, however. He's going to stay in the game. Thomas tried to feed it inside, spiked out of there.
A lot of active hands by the guys in white.
Right, realizing there's 3 black jerseys back for LCN. Kicks it back out, hanging, and a tough luck miss once again, and now we're gonna get a foul on the floor against LCN.
It might be
Kozel's second.
He's almost got as many fouls as points tonight. If you'd have told me that coming in, I'd have laughed at you.
30-second timeout for the Big Reds.
And Chippewa Valley gonna take a 30-second timeout. I'm gonna talk things over. Zach Bazuk into the game. So this is our second of 4 Chippewa Valley home basketball games this season. As we'll get another look at the foul. 2 remaining games here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television, including the January 16th game against Dakota. That one's coming up in 6 days.
And not only that, next Friday we get to see the ladies for the first time, the Lady Big Reds, but definitely looking forward to that Dakota-Chippewa rematch. That first game was a barn burner. I can't wait for the rematch.
56-52 the final in that one. That went the way of the Dakota Cougars. And we'll have television coverage of the game against Grosse Pointe South. That's the MAC Red leading Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils. That one will take place on January 18th. So that's the next 2 home games. And before that, they will take on Roseville. That'll be a Friday night game in the Panther Gym.
Very tough place to play.
Josh Johnson lines it up. Can't get it to fall. Kozel.
Nice box out by Kozel.
Nobody guards him on the way down, and he leaves a 3-point try short.
No, he hasn't had that all night. He probably didn't know what to do with it.
He is snake bit here tonight. Anderson, stolen right. Tough play for Thomas as he had fallen down. Right idea there by Johnson to try to feed Bright. Thomas.
Oh,
Chippewa Valley.
here.
Turnovers beginning to pile up. Back-to-back field goals for Thomas.
And that's going to force Coach Smith to call a timeout. 30 seconds ago, this was a 10-point game, and now we've got basically 2 possessions, Brad.
3:31 left to go in the 4th as we'll get another look at the Brandon Thomas lay-in. Thomas all of a sudden has 8 points. And the lead down to 6. You can ill afford to take your foot off the gas pedal in MAC Red play.
Well, not necessarily too, but not even against this team, because they can put points up on the board in a hurry. Now using their defense to kind of get their offense jump started a little bit, kind of like the Big Reds did in that third quarter. So, a little tick for tat there, and LCN right back in it. When you can score 63 points a game, you're never out of a game, even on nights when you're struggling offensively.
It's cliche that basketball is a game of runs, but man, oh man, is it true. And right now it's LCN on a bit of a run for themselves right now, as they have outscored the Big Reds 8-4 to open up this fourth quarter of play. And coming out of the timeout, really for the first time tonight, LCN's going to apply a little bit of full court pressure.
Well, they definitely got to turn the pressure up a little bit.
That's another steal. This is Kozel. Look out below.
4-point game, sorry.
Azuk. Nice.
Yeah, Bastiuk's knee looked good on that, didn't it?
And we saw him in that home contest against Stevenson. He came out late in that game, and we didn't quite know the status of his knee on that night, but just slowly working himself back into game shape, and that was a big bucket right there for the 6'3" junior.
Yeah, that was a big aggressive take right there. Oh.
Branson McKee.
I think our one official here on the near side gets paid by the whistle. Barr's giving Harris. Harris got 3 fouls, so I think Coach Smith can get him out for a little bit. Seen a lot of combinations tonight from Coach Smith.
Kozel tries to turn the corner, ran out of real estate. Luke Klein instead. Mr. Schuster down there in the front row. He's got the good seats. Student section kind of quiet tonight.
And they had that explosion in that third quarter, but kind of quieted down since. Only 6 here in the fourth.
Kick ball. .232 remaining in the fourth.
You know, usually too, when your best player is guarding the other team's best player, you know, you spend a lot of time, you know, exuding a lot of energy, kind of hurts you on the offensive end. Jordan Wright's been outstanding tonight on the offensive end, as well as the defensive end.
Good battle down low, ball tapped around. And let's say Big Red basketball.
That was a long possession there by LCN. Kozel tried to muscle Jordan Wright. No bueno.
It was an empty trip. A lot of energy and time spent for an empty trip.
It's kind of like Washington trying to run the ball down Michigan's throat. No bueno.
I'm glad the NCAA president came out and clarified, because, you know.
Yeah, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Those that watch the game couldn't see it for our own eyes, right?
Chasing double team right now. LCN just trying to disrupt Chippewa Valley.
And Big Red's just trying to kill some clock here. Oh, Barr thought about that wide open 3 and 1. So it'll be Jordan Wright to attempt the old-fashioned three-point play. Josh Graham picks up the foul.
Jordan Wright is at the line for the Big Reds, shooting 1.
Chippewa Valley has only attempted 5 free throws on the night. 3 of 5 from the line. 9-point lead. And if you're a Big Red fan, you can take a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Not yet.
Come up with a defensive stop here would go a long way. And they can't.
Oh, what
wow,
a spin
Thomas spinning his way to a bucket there. And LCN's going to take a full timeout. Spent a little time on the MHSA website today, and L'Anse Creuse North has gone through a little bit of a logo revision. I'll tell you what, man, that new Crusader logo, it is sharp. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a peek at it.
So we'll get another look
Kind
here.
of maybe like is it like a little UCF touch?
They kind of I would say they kind of modernized it a little bit more.
Because it's got the Crusader helmet.
It's a full, yeah, he's got a shield now, and not that he didn't in the past, but
okay.
It's what we're doing here isn't really working for television. Is I show you the logo on my phone. This is terrible television, Jeff. But I am giving you a look. Perhaps maybe in post, Joe Chappell, our fabulous editor, maybe can put in the new revised L'Anse Creuse North logo. But he looks a little.
You just put a lot of pressure on Joe.
I know,
right there.
and I shouldn't have done that, but I did.
All 8 people watching are going to make sure that they're going to see if you can put that on for later. Watch the rebroadcast.
But it is a very cool-looking logo, to say the least.
Home run.
Interception. Luke Klein. Cozell thought about hoisting, then got it on the give and go. Right. Dribbles out of trouble and picks up a foul.
Active hands by the Big Reds tonight.
4th foul on L'Anse Creuse North.
I mean, you got a team coming in averaging 63 points, and they may not get to 40.
Unbelievable effort tonight.
May not get to 40. Tremendous effort by the Big Reds tonight. Outstanding coaching job by Coach Smith tonight.
No, Chippewa Valley will take a timeout.
30-second timeout.
If I'm going to throw a home run ball, and listen, Rayshon Hester is not a bad choice, but maybe throw the ball to the big man where he can get up there a little bit higher. Well, what would that have looked like? Jordan Wright, tight end.
Be a nice secret weapon to have on the football field, wouldn't it?
You know, not that. You know, this year's Chippewa Valley football team utilizes the tight end very much. However, that would have been fun to watch.
Sure would have been.
Would like to see what he looks like in shoulder pads.
LCN had a pretty good tight end by the name of Tyler Conklin come through their halls, and now he is playing in the NFL. Terrific basketball player, too.
Josh Johnson back in. That's going to put him on the line for 2. Now it becomes a free throw shooting contest for the last 60 seconds.
I remember when Conklin got drafted, he had a big draft party at his house. Coach Jay Seletsky was there. Central Michigan University product.
He was a heck of a player.
Johnson cans the first.
Has he ever, you know how the NFL guys like to, kind of change things up when they do their introductions? Has he ever said Tyler Conklin, L'Anse Creuse North High School?
I don't know, but you might have just given him an idea. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he get his start at Northwood? As there's a look at Jackie Maurer. I think he started at Northwood, didn't he? Tyler Conklin? He didn't start at Central Michigan. I think he was a D2 guy first.
We have to get our research staff on that.
So 45-38 our score, 54.7 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of play. Looking ahead for L'Anse Creuse North, their upcoming schedule, a couple of home contests as they will take on Dakota Friday night. That'll be a good one at L'Anse Creuse North. And then next week, Sterling Heights, Stevenson, and on the road to take on Roseville.
You hit that nail on the head. College football at Northwood and Central Michigan.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, Jeff, memory still works.
Joshua Grant, his third.
Very, very happy for you.
Donovan Harris at the line for the Big Red.
So am I.
What were we talking about again?
LCN's upcoming schedule.
And for the Big Reds, Joshua Anderson.
This will be a really nice win for Chippewa Valley if they can put the finishing touches on it. Got to take care of business at home.
Free throw shooting, not to try to lay a jinx on, but it's been pretty good for the Big Reds tonight.
6 of 8, 7 of 9. 7 of 9 I got.
That's pretty good.
So as you said, Grosse Pointe South at Dakota tonight. That's a good matchup as Grosse Pointe South looks to stay undefeated in MAC Red play. And Roseville and Stevenson taking on each other.
See if Mr. Finney has posted anything on the game so far tonight. He kind of gives little end of quarter updates. Maybe we can find something here.
Here's a look at the clean block by Jordan Wright. Couple Rayshawn Hester free throws coming up.
Yikes.
Wow. Blue Devils winning that game by 20 points, 68-48. So, Grosse Pointe South in the driver's seat in MAC Red play. Thomas has had a terrific fourth quarter at 10 points.
Yeah, out of nowhere now, he's the team's leading scorer.
14 total in the game. So LCN electing to just stretch this game out, extend it as long as they can, and hope Chippewa Valley can miss some free throws. And really, this is that new strategy that comes into play now with the elimination of the one-and-one foul shot. Chippewa Valley just continues to be solid from the line. Got to get off a shot. They do. Off the back heel, tapped around, controlled by LCN. Gonna have to shoot. Gonna have to shoot. Three on its way, in and out, and that will likely do it. I can't imagine LCN will foul here as Chippewa Valley will win on their home floor. Really impressive stuff. 49-40 our final. Chippewa Valley improves to 7-4 overall. More importantly, 2-2 now in MAC Red play. LCN falls to 7-4 and 1-3. So Chippewa Valley at 2-2. They remain in the conversation, but Grosse Pointe South, huge victory tonight over Dakota at 4-0.
You know, and yeah, coming up down the road, they're going to have those guys here at Chippewa Valley. So, you know, big game that's going to be. And you still got a couple games here to take care of business, but an outstanding second half as the Big Reds pump in 37 points in the second half after a little rough start to the ball game, and a little bit of good second half offense with some great defense. As you have, you know, L'Anse Creuse North's 1,000-point score held into 5 points. That's outstanding.
Chippewa Valley trailed 15-12 at the halftime break, comes storming out of the locker room, reclaim the lead, and take care of business tonight. Once again, the final score, Chippewa Valley 49, L'Anse Creuse North 40. From my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale, and the rest of our hard-working Chippewa Valley cable television crew, I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from the Valley Chippewa Valley. Big Reds 49, Crusaders 40. We'll see you next time right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television.
Varsity teams at the South Lake High School games against the Cavaliers. The boys basketball teams travel to Roseville on Friday the 12th to face the Panthers.